Hey, hey, how are you? Happy Thursday! Feeling my abs today, and I'm not sure that it's from yesterday's workout or actually from all my playing around on my squat rack yesterday. It's funny, people keep sending me challenges, and I'm like, hey, why not? I'll try it. So somebody sent me a challenge yesterday that looked pretty crazy. And I was able to kind of do it. So now, of course, I'm like all excited about all these new things to try. I posted a video yesterday. You guys probably saw it. All right, let's get going. Good morning. All right, starting with nice gentle twists. Loosening up the hips, loosening up the back, loosening up anything that needs to be loosened up. Getting some blood flow going to the muscles and just waking ourselves up. Maybe you're just getting up, maybe you're just getting moving. If I didn't run, I'd probably just be getting moving, but I've been up for hours. I'm ripping that Band-Aid off, you guys. I got home just past midnight from out west the other night, and the first morning was rough. I allowed myself to sleep in a little bit, and then just kind of getting back into, I'm backing up my clock to 5. So this morning was 5:15. Yesterday was 5:30. I love my morning. I love my time in the morning. Anyways, if you're joining me for the first time, or if you're rejoining me, or if you're, getting back into a fitness routine, maybe you're a beginner, maybe you're a restarter, whatever you're at, I just want to remind you that the main goal here today is to show up, is to be here. And so whatever you got to do to get yourself started, and one of the tips that I have is to take it easy and modify anything you need to for where you're at right now, because I know it wasn't too long ago where I was restarting, and many restarts, and one of the ways that I get myself re-engaged is by taking all the pressure and the expectations off, and just the only thing I ask of myself is that I show up, is that I get started, is that I do something, not nothing, right? So for some of you, and if this is your first day and you're giving it a go, maybe you start with just the warm-up. The warm-up that we're doing right now is about 10 minutes. We start, the first round is low, no impact. So what I'm doing right now, there's no jumping involved. Take it at your own pace, and we do 3 rounds, and each round I'll pick up the intensity a little bit. And I want to encourage you, if you're just starting, to not necessarily pick up the intensity with me. If it's better for you to keep it at low intensity that I'm doing right now, then so be it. You have to start where you're starting. You can't change what you've done to get to where you are today, right? But you can change what you're doing today to get to where you're going tomorrow. That was good. Right? Like you can't undo what's already done and put yourself magically to another spot right now. You are where you are. And the first step is just going, hey, this is it. And giving yourself grace and forgiveness for the choices you made up until this point, that you did make the best choices in the moment that you could make at that time. You might look back and think, oh my God, I wish I made some different choices. My husband and I were just talking about some choices that we would like to change going backwards, but we can't. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 47, I'm not dead. I have lots of room in the rest of my life to make different choices, and I can start that today. And you can start that today. But you can't undo what you've already done, so you just need to accept that instead of berating yourself for being where you're at today, if you're not happy with it, right? You say, hey, that was the best I could do at the time. I made those choices. Those were the right choices at that time. And right now they're not. So I'm going to make different ones. And so, as you can see, see I've picked up the intensity. I've added a bit of a hop. And this is where you can keep it at low intensity if that's right for you, or you can increase intensity with me if you're ready. Neither's right, it's just, it is what it is. You are where you are. And remember that the biggest power in your success and your results lies in your consistency in showing up, not your ability to execute perfectly, right? Your success lies in your acceptance of not executing perfectly most of the time, but doing it anyway, right? And then every now and then, you're gonna have a great run or great workout where things are gonna go swimmingly, and you're gonna really embrace and be grateful for those days, but know that those aren't the normal, those are the exception, and stop expecting those to be the normal, right? And the normal is the grind, it's the grit that you build from showing up regardless. It's when you come in here, you show up wherever you are. It's when you start when you don't want to, and it's when you accept that you're not gonna always, be perfect, but you're doing it anyways, and if you're doing it, you're moving forward, and that's success right there. Moving forward, regardless of how fast or slow, is success. And I would say since we started these move sessions back in, what year was it, Betty? Was it 2020 or 2021? I don't know. Not 2020. 2021, I think. We started these move sessions. It meant I was moving forward again, right? Because I was not moving forward back then. I was moving backwards at a very fast rate because it was COVID, and I had subscribed to a whole bunch of bad habits and was, finding myself in a place where I was going the exact opposite direction of what I wanted. And the worst part was I spent so much energy at that time and over the last, I would say, couple of years, justifying why I was going that way, right? Like justifying that was the right direction to go in. And man, we're good at that. Like, we're good at justifying all of our bad decisions. And if we would just take that energy and, well, first of all, stop, because it's not easy to find good reasons to do the wrong things. So it is an energy sucker. If we just said, I'm doing all the wrong things, and I know it, that in and of itself would be a step forward. But anyway, I will say that the day that we started 6 weeks of Will, I took a step in the right direction. I was still doing a lot of things that were holding me, like a bungee cord that I was trying to go forward, but I was doing all these things that were creating like a bungee cord holding me back. And, this year was the year that I let go of the bungee cord, and now I'm full steam ahead. But guys, it took me 2+ years to get to that point. And I wasn't ready, I would say. I wasn't ready to make those changes. I wasn't ready to subscribe to a plan when it came to eating. This is the first time in my life I've ever done that. I wasn't ready to give up alcohol. I wasn't ready to, change my thinking about, the way that I look at food, the way that I look at alcohol, the way that I look at exercise. I just wasn't ready to make those modifications with my mindset, and you might not be there yet either. And that's okay, as long as you are showing up. And one thing I will say with these move sessions, I am super grateful for those of you who've been here for a long time with me, my diehards. But I always want to speak to the new beginners because you guys have my heart, because I get you, I get the struggle, and I I really am so passionate about telling you, you got this and you can change. Because I've been through it and it's worth it. I'm telling you, sometimes I feel like, you know, people are like, oh, you're so inspiring. No, I'm not inspiring, but I can be an example for you and I can go first, right? I think like that's what I'm super passionate about is like, I will go first and I will find the way and then I'll come back and get you and bring you along with me if you choose to join me. That's my spiel here. All right, we're gonna start with, I'm just debating if I wanna do, okay. We're gonna do Tabata. And we're gonna do split lunges to start. Look at me just diving right in to the worst. Okay. So I'm gonna grab my step. I lied. We're gonna start with lunges. So I'm gonna grab this guy. Geez, I'm very indecisive this morning. All right. Okay, so you don't need a bar to do this. You can grab dumbbells. We're gonna start with lunges. I think we did back lunges. I think we might have done forward lunges too the other day. I don't remember, but we're gonna do forward lunges today. But then we're gonna do split lunges. We're gonna do a bunch of single leg stuff. We are going to do our hip thrusters, which is my new favorite. Heather, that's another good one for your glutes. You know, you can never really overtrain like your glutes because or your hamstrings, they get neglected and we're not gonna use this. Oh yes, we are, we're gonna use it next. Okay, all right, I'm gonna stop swirling here. I'm not procrastinating, I promise. I got day 2 of 75 hard in yesterday. Okay. This is heavy. Okay. Forward. Forward. This is not the best grip for this. We will be changing this in round 2. There you go, that's better. Whew. Hang on. Sorry, I didn't take my watch off, it's a bit distracting. Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna do those marches that we did a while ago. We haven't done these in a while. Okay. Okay, so march, march. So you want to kind of probably go heavy. Now what you can do with this, if you have dumbbells, is you can do suitcase style. Like you just hold them at your side. Okay, and then next up we're going to do lunges. I am moving this all over the place, I think. I'm just keeping it here because it's easier to... There was a time when I really couldn't do lunges and I actually hated them. I'm not sure how to get this off my shoulders, but I'm going to do 2 more rounds like this. I'm going to do the last 2 rounds with it in the front. my balance on this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna have to drop this. Sorry about that. Okay, marching. Ooh, I can feel this in the core. Okay, I'm gonna do suitcase stuff for the last ones. That sucker got a bit too much for me. So this is another option. And remember, if you're new, you're doing it without weights. If you're ready to try some weights, you're doing it with light weights until you get the form and the balance and the core strength. And if you've been here a while, how am I ending up? Oh, because the marching was the last one. All right. If you've been here a while, go heavy and challenge yourself. Just make sure you've got good form, slow and controlled. Okay. Next up, we're going to do, saving that for the third set. We're going to do those off-kilter deadlifts. Next set, we're going to do split lunges. My goal is to get this sucker drank by the end of the workout. So today's day 3. Now, I'm not sure what the technical rules are in terms of long workouts, because one of my other objections to 75 hard in the past, you're supposed to do 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside. The other one can be wherever. And one of my objections is like, well, sometimes one of my runs is going to be 2-3 hours, so then I got to do another 45-minute workout after that. But I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think a 2 or 3 hour workout or a 2 or 3 hour run can constitute as your 2 45 minutes? Kind of thinking it should. I don't know what you guys think about that, but okay, we are going to go with, I'm going to try these ones today. I probably might have to drop. Or my other thought was, well, I can always do walking or yoga later, which would be advantageous training-wise. My bigger problem is time. Do I have time for that? Okay. So chest is up, trying to sort of sit back, making sure that toe is in front of the knee. And you want to kind of step out far enough from the step that, yeah, I mean, one of the problems with this one, or the challenges, is trying to, your foot is maybe too close to the step or whatever. Now, if you're a beginner, what you can do for these is just do a lunge on the spot. Don't elevate the back foot. Oh, the burn. Right? You can just do them like this. I guess at the end of the day, you know, I say to other people, it's your challenge. You know, I don't like to cheat and modify things, because that's our brain trying to cop out, right? I'm reading I'm reading Rich Dad Poor Dad right now, and one of the first things it talks about is, it's about money mindset, partially, but one of the first things it says is, how often do people say, I can't afford that? And it made me think, how often do we say that about anything? I can't do that. Instead of saying, how can I? How can I do that? How can I afford that? Instead of, I can't afford that. So you're putting out vibes. It's your brain quitting and preventing you from thinking about it, right? So it shuts down the solution side of your brain because you've already closed the door, right? Instead of saying, well, how could I do it? How can I do it? So instead of saying, I can't do that part of the challenge, how can I do it? So I just kind of illustrated that with my, well, I could accept my 2-hour run as the 2 workouts, or I could go for a walk or do yoga, do something restorative. So it might be a combination of both. Nobody's ever really, overtrained from walking too much, right? Nobody's ever gotten adrenal fatigue or, caused high cortisol or whatever from walking. Running, yes. Working out, yes. High stress, yes. But walking, no. Gentle yoga, stretching, no. I mean, I also do my core every morning. That takes probably about 15, 20 minutes. Plus my yoga is another 10. So if I just, put those together, I can probably create a 45-minute second workout. Maybe I'll do that. Oh my God, am I feeling these? These are some tired legs, you guys. All right. Okay, that's that. We're done with, I'm done with this, and I'm going to replace it with the bench for the glute bridges that we're going to be doing. But first we're going to do staggered deadlifts. How's everyone feeling today? My daughter is doing the Best Me program. So she wanted to do the Best Me program. And she said, well, since I'm following a diet, and she's also been running and doing her weight training, she's like, it was her idea to do the 75 hard. So I was like, sure, let's do that together. Anyway, so she's doing the Best Me. She doesn't do well watching what she eats. Let's put it that way. She's never had to. She really still doesn't, but she does because, as you guys know, as we talked about, it's not just about being skinny, right? Like, so I don't care how skinny you are, you still need to be mindful of what goes in your body for other reasons. And, those reasons sort of crop up more and more as we get older. Okay, so staggered feet, and we're pulling. Anyway, so she has she has a sweet tooth. She likes her junk food. And with 75 hard, with Best Me, you can kind of eat what you want, but you have to count your points eventually, right? It's not efficient. If you want to eat efficiently, you gotta eat the right things. Anyway, she likes to snack in the evenings, as we all do, and she likes her treats. And doing a lot of deadlifts this week. I almost added weight to this, and I'm glad I didn't. Because they are creeping up. Anyway, so last 2 nights, it's evening time, she wants a snack. And I'm like, what do you need a snack for? She eats a late dinner. She goes to bed later than I do. She eats a late dinner. You just ate dinner, why do you need a snack? And I get it, because we all like to snack in the evening. Who doesn't? Do you guys know anybody that's like, no, I eat my dinner and I'm fine, I just don't eat anymore? Like, come on, if you're being honest. I now have my yogurt in the evening. And when I started Best Me, I didn't do that. I wanted to break my snacking habit. Now I'm back to snacking at night, but I have my yogurt. But my theory, and I could be full of crap, but it helps me recover at night. That's what I read, so I'm going with it. Anyway, she's turned into this raging maniac the last 2 nights, wanting her snack. And asking me what should she have, and I said, have tea. Like, just have a cup of tea. Anyways, it's funny. I thought I'd share that with you guys because I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. Like, raging beast, raging hangry maniac. But I think the key is if you have raging snack urges in the evening, you haven't eaten enough in the day. You need to eat more. And I think what a lot of us do is skip breakfast or forget to have breakfast or are intermittent fasting so don't have breakfast. And then we think, oh man, we're ahead for the day, right? It's like, yes, I haven't eaten, so now I'm ahead. And it catches up later in the day and you eat more. Every time. Every time. You can't bank calories. In running, there's this saying, you can't bank time in running. So you can't go extra fast in the beginning and save it for the end, and bank it, right? If you bank time in running, you'll end up with a slower time at the end. Like, that's just how it works, because you bonk and you slow down more than you would have if you had started easier. If you start easy, you can turn it on at the end and you can regain time, but you cannot bank time. And it's the same with eating. You cannot bank your calories. You're just going to end up eating more later. So we had that conversation. All right, we're going into glute or thrusters next. Which should be fun. Now, I'm going to make a game time decision here. We're going to start, because it's hard to get in and out of positioning, we're going to start with 4 sets. And if I feel like I can keep going, I'm going to do 8. And if I can't, then we're going to we'll change the exercise partway through, okay? Morning, Darcy. I saw the picture you posted yesterday on your Facebook, and I'm like, oh man, just stunning. Sexy mama. All right. Let me get into position here. Okay, so if you're new, you can do these right on the ground. You're just going to lay on the ground and you're just going to do glute bridges. If you have been around for a bit, you can put your weights on your lap and do glute bridges. And then if you want to increase the difficulty for yourself, you can Well, you can do what I'm doing if you have a barbell. The hard part about this is getting the positioning. Okay, and you want to drive straight up. Doesn't matter what position you're using, you want to drive those hips straight up. Whew. I forgot to put my holder thingies back on. What I need is a pad for this thing. Whew. They're awkward, but I like them, but they are awkward. I know you can get like padding. One more. That's 3. I'm gonna try for 8 sets, you guys. Maybe not. It just kind of caught up with me. One more. Okay. Woo! Okay, what we're going to do, if you're doing those glute bridges, you can continue. I'm going to drive up. Squeezing. We're going to do one more like that. So again, this is what it looks like on the floor. And you can definitely put a weight on you. Okay, we're going to do one more like this. Coming right up onto the shoulders. Really squeezing the glutes. Okay, and then the last 2 we're going to do singles. So one leg. If you're ready. If not, you're just going to keep doing regulars. Again, there's so many options for this one. Driving all the way up. Feeling these. One more. These are great for your butt, but I don't just mean like so that your butt looks good. I mean so that your butt is activated and your hamstrings are activated, which will help if you deal with any kind of lower back pain. Woo! Okay. All right, we're gonna do Copenhagen's next. Copenhagen's, I'm going to give you a couple different options. So your beginner option is going to be side plank. You got like barbells rolling around all over the place here. Let me just get this one out of the way. My daughter left it out this morning. She, super proud of her. She was up, I don't know what time, 5, must have been 5 a.m. to get her first workout in. She worked at 7 this morning. I think she works till 5. So she has to get her outdoor one later, but usually there's nobody up when I'm up, and I got up, I could hear clanging around in here, and I thought, holy moly, good for her. I mean, otherwise she would have had to come home and do 2 workouts. So, okay, so this next one I'm going to give you a couple options, because the option I'm going to be doing is pretty advanced. Option number 1 is going to be your side plank, okay? Option number 2 is you can lift your leg, okay? And then option number 3 is you're going to do Copenhagen, which I'm going to show you, but you're going to have your top leg up. Now you can do Copenhagens with your knee bent. So this would be the beginner version, and then the advanced is going to be with the legs straight. I'm not doing this. It's like I'm not doing this until it's one thing to hold the top leg. It's quite another holding that bottom leg. I think it's probably easier on the elbow. And the, potential is to put a weight on that bottom leg. But I'm not there yet. Also, I don't even know how to get a weight on my bottom leg. I need a helper. Okay, I'm going to do it from elbow this time. Can't talk. I'm sweating. I gotta turn this heater off. Funny, I come in here and it's so cold. This one's so good. I don't know, I've never even heard of this or tried it before. My son taught it to me. I mean, definitely it's advanced, so don't, if you can't do this yet, it's okay, you work towards it. And what I would do too is if you're not fully there, I would do as much as you can, and then I would switch over to side planks. And then each time you do them, you'll get a little stronger. I just love these as a way to really strengthen the adductors, like your inner thighs, because it's another spot where we tend to be weak. And other muscles have to compensate for those weak ones, and that's where we get lower back pain, hip pain, knee pain. So if any of those things plague you, and they, for me they did for years. I after having baby number 2, right, when I was pregnant with my 3rd, that's when my body kind of fell apart, because everything's like loosened up, and I never really did anything to make up, to compensate for it or to re-strengthen it. Oh my gosh. 3, 2, 1, woo! All right, I think we have time for one more round of Tabata. So we're gonna do a core exercise that I've showed you, I've introduced to you. We haven't done it for a bit. Move this over here. I'm gonna give you a couple variations again to try, because again, this is an advanced one. And when I first introduced this to you guys, I couldn't really do it. And now I can. Of course, for an whole Tabata, that might be another story. So option number one is this leg is you're gonna do this. Okay, this is the easy option. Okay, not easy, the starting, the beginner. This is option number two. And option number three, you lift this leg. Okay, so try the different options, figure out which one's right for you right now. And remember, goals, right? The goal is to get stronger. And one of the best ways to engage yourself when you're beginning, and you're frustrated, you want those results, and they're, you gotta wait for them, is you focus on wins like this where, hey, I can hold my plank 5 seconds longer, or, hey, I can do this move this way now. Those are wins that you can focus on until, you get the big win, which is, which we never get there, to be honest. Like, we never get there. There's always ways to be stronger. Sometimes, some days I feel like, hey, I'm pretty strong right now. I'm pretty fit right now. And then, like I said, somebody sends me a video, says, hey, can you do this? Nope. Okay, goals, right? Somebody sent me a core routine yesterday, and I could kind of do it, but not fully do it. And I can't do the routine. I could do the moves, but not necessarily the routine. I'm like, okay, there's my next goal, right? So there's always a next. So if you can kind of wrap your head around that, it can kind of slow your mind down in terms of getting there, because you're never going to get there. So you need to just settle in, right? Settle in for the road trip and keep moving forward. Oh, these are creeping up already. Holy moly. Like, I do a set of 10 each side. And not this many. I don't know how many I'm getting. I should count so that I can count them as part of my 1,000 core. Yeah, 10. So you normally do 10 per side, and right now we're doing 40 per side. So, okay, so that's 80. And then those Copenhagens, I don't know what I count those as, because you hold those, right? But oh boy. Only got 9 in that set. Oh my goodness, my core. One more set, I think. I think. Breathe through it. Sometimes when things get hard, we forget we forget to breathe, which does not help our cause. Oh my gosh, anyone feeling those? Oh my lordy. All right, well that is it for today. That is it for this week. Wishing you all an awesome weekend. I see rain on Saturday, which I'm not too happy about, but you know what? I think it's gonna change. I'm holding on to. I think that's gonna change. So have an awesome day, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.